Friday.
Happy TDIF, everybody.
Dog is Friday. Yay!
So, hello, everyone. I'm Hillary Buholz, and I'm here, as always, with the lovely and talented
Patty Quinn.
And we're the co-founders of We Heart Hounds, and we love to, every week on Friday, we love to get together and do some kind of dog love and craft, or today we happen to be doing a recipe, but something just in honor of sort of our love for dogs. So we call it Thank Dog It's Friday, and it's sort of a tradition around here. So if you happen to be tuning in for the first time, come back. We do this every week.
Yeah, it's the best part of it every week, right?
Yep.
It's our favorite part of every week.
Yeah. So this week's recipe is because it's getting ready for Halloween time, and we didn't want to leave our pups out of all the treats.
Exactly. They get some yummy, delicious Halloween treats too.
Yep. So we're making a no-bake, Fang-tastic pumpkin dog.
Fang-tastic. Woohoo! Can't wait.
So
this will be a lot of fun.
This it's really easy. It's obviously no bake, so that makes it a little bit on the easier side as well. But there's also a really limited number of ingredients. So we're just gonna jump right in. I will mention that both Patty and I happen to be having the recipe that we're doing today, but I've made a whole separate. The reason why I'm having it is because we're going to have treats coming out our ears.
Well, and you've got two pups that are going to be gobbling them up. I have one little beady pup, so that's why I'm having it. I haven't made these yet, so this will be fun to give it a try. Thanks, everybody, joining us live. Just wanted to reach out and say hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us on the live. And if you're watching on the replay, we're happy to have you here too.
Yeah. So first things first, let's go through some of our ingredients. So it'll be a cup of pumpkin puree, and be sure that you're using pumpkin puree, not pumpkin pie filling, because sometimes pumpkin pie filling can have spices and things in it that aren't good for dogs. So just 100% pumpkin is what you want to see on the can. So it'll be a cup of that. I'm obviously using a half cup, and Patty is as well, just because we're having this. And we're starting with the wet ingredients, and then we'll add in our dries. So, cup of pumpkin.
Smells delicious already.
Yeah. And then a quarter cup of peanut butter. And the thing with the peanut butter that you want to make sure of is make sure that it doesn't have any artificial sweeteners in it.
Yeah, xylitol is the big no-no. It's really toxic to dogs.
So quarter cup of that, and I'm just eyeballing a spoonful.
I think I have like a heaping tablespoon because I'm halving the recipe as well. Hey, Lori, good to have you here with us today. Thanks for joining us.
And this recipe is also forgiving. Like if you had a little bit more peanut butter that you just wanted to use up or whatever, you just add a little bit more of your dry ingredients. It's not that big of a deal. So none of these amounts have to be absolutely precise or anything like that.
Right.
And then
I think it's a trademark of ours that everything we try to do is like no measuring, no cutting, like no. Simple as easy, as simple as possible. As easy as possible.
And then our last wet ingredient is a quarter cup of milk. So I'm just using an eighth of a cup. I'm going to eyeball it in my quarter cup here.
I just poured some into a measuring cup. Since I'm not on location like Hillary is in my kitchen. Then we just stir all this up together?
Yep, just blend it well. So here you can kind of see. And it is pretty wet, so once you get it all worked together.
It's funny because the peanut butter and the pumpkin both have a really intense, flavorful smell. And so now this is the first time I've made these together, mix these two ingredients together. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah. I've got,
Smells good.
it's definitely bringing in the hounds in my kitchen. So I've got a Lulu down by my feet. She loves the smell. So once you get that mixed in together,
yep.
That's consistent. Then we're going to start adding in our dry ingredient, which is 2.5 cups of oats. So, impressed we're having that. So.
Yep. And I'm using the quick, what is it? The quick oats,
Yep.
But you
That's
can use
actually what I'm using as well.
Yeah, yeah.
You can do old fashioned as well, or steel cut, you know. I happen to have these on hand, so.
Yeah, that's what I had.
So, and just add it in a bit at a time, so it's just like making most batters.
I just dumped mine all in there. So don't do what I did.
Well, the reasoning for adding it in a bit at a time is if it starts to feel like it's getting too dry for you, you can then adjust and not add in all of it if you don't need it. So,
we're just gonna go with this.
Yeah, it's a very forgiving recipe, so not a big deal.
See, I was just too enthusiastic about this. I wasn't paying any attention to listening to the instructions. Yeah, it looks like the ratio is pretty spot on though. So
yeah,
even if you're like me and you're really
if you dump it all in
and you dump it all in, it looks like it's pretty good. We're getting a good consistency there.
Dump it in my last quarter cup.
Has anybody else made peanut butter pumpkin kind of treats for their pups? I'd just be curious to know. And if they do, was the recipe pretty easy? Did it go well? Did your pups like it? That good stuff. With the starch in the oats is really absorbing a lot of that moisture, which is interesting. Yeah. So it's getting a little thicker. Yeah.
And it will be pretty malleable right out of the, like right as soon as you get done mixing it. It will set once we put them in the fridge or the freezer. So.
Okay. Yeah, it looks like it would stay together, which is good.
Yeah.
Which what you want, like a cookie dough or obviously a treat dough.
It's pretty easy to work with. So
that's it for the ingredients, right?
Yeah, that's it. They're done technically. So
wow.
We have a couple little trying to make them look a little bit more pumpkin holiday festive. So just a piece of parchment paper on a cookie sheet that we're just gonna start rolling these out. Okay. I'm using a little melon baller.
Okay,
just to get a pretty good dollop.
Yeah, a spoon. That'll work.
Yeah, that'll work just fine. And they don't have to be consistent. The sizes don't have to be consistent or anything like that. So I find the easiest way to do this is just to roll it in your hands. It's a little bit messy, but I think roll it into a ball first. So I'll kind of show that.
And we're grabbing about an inch size, right?
Yeah.
Of dough.
Here's the little ball of dough.
Little ball. Okay. Yep.
And then just pop that onto your cookie sheet.
Okay.
And then I'm using a little salad fork to kind of create a little pumpkin shape. So
good idea.
If you just, I'm not sure how well you can see, but
yeah,
if you just press in, and then you can kind of pinch the top. And that'll sort of
Oh, how cute. Those are adorable.
create these little pumpkin shapes.
That's so
You
cute.
can also use holiday molds, silicone molds, or whatever you want, but this is kind of a cute and easy way to create a little,
Yeah,
festive pumpkin shape.
that's wonderful. It's a genius way to make a little pumpkin. That's so cute.
So you're just gonna work through your batter here, making your pumpkins or rolling your balls, like obviously as much or as little of the sort of embellishments as you want to do for these.
Yeah. Well, I'm not in my kitchen. I don't have a fork with me, so I'm just gonna make little balls.
So once you have them rolled out, the next part is super easy. You're just going to put them in the fridge and let them chill down for at least a couple hours. They'll help them to set pretty well. You could also put them in the freezer if you wanted to, but so once they're done technically, so you can let them set, and in a couple hours you have a perfect little no bake dog treat.
That's adorable.
And they'll last, if you're putting them in the fridge, they'll last in an airtight container for like 2 to 3 weeks, I would say.
Okay.
And then in the freezer, probably 3 months or more, like,
right.
They'll really last in the freezer.
So you can leave some in the, because this does make it says, the recipe says about 20 treats, right? If you made the full recipe, depending on the size of the treats that you're making. But you can leave a couple out, right, in the fridge in an airtight container, and then freeze the rest of them, and then just kind of pull them out as you need them. So that's so cute. Oh, those are adorable. Can you show those again one more time? Those are really sweet.
So
those are so cute.
Yeah. So, and I also have a little taste tester down here.
Oh boy.
I might be able to get in. She's been patiently waiting.
Lori says that Toby would never eat pumpkin, but he loved peanut butter and oatmeal. That's so cute.
Come here. Oh, where do I need to? Come here.
There you go.
Come here, Lou.
She's shy. Oh, there you go, Lulu. Yay, Lulu! Those are adorable.
I want more.
Yeah, really. Is that it, Mom? Come on, give me some more. That's so great. Well, thank you for the recipe. This has been a lot of fun putting this together. I'll finish making my little treat balls, and maybe I'll go in the kitchen and grab a fork and make some little pumpkins out of them before I put them in the fridge.
Yeah, and you can also do roll them in oats again if you wanted them to be a little bit more dry around the outside. Yeah. But I think for Halloween, these are great because they really do, like once they've kind of dried out a little bit, you can see how orange the pumpkin really get, it really brings out that color. So
that's wonderful. And they're not really sticky or anything. They stay moist, but they're really easy to handle once you get them in the fridge and stuff. So that's great. That's great. Well, thank you so much. This was a lot of fun today. Did everybody have a great time? We love doing this, and I hope you had a good time. Go out and get all the ingredients and make yourself some Fang-tastic pumpkin dog treats this weekend. That would be a lot of fun in honor of Halloween for our puppy dogs.
And if you do make them, we would love to see some pictures of you sharing them with your pup. So please,
yeah, that would be awesome.
Please share those. That would be great.
That would be sweet. Well, thank you, everybody. Thanks again for joining us here on the live. And if you're watching the replay again, we're just super happy to have you here. As you know, whenever we know this is in the middle of the workday, so if you're able to catch us later, that's great too. And I hope everybody enjoys the rest of their weekend. And if you want to stay in touch, we'll be putting a link to our newsletter sign up, and then that will keep you in touch with all things We Heart Hounds, and we'd love to stay in touch with you.
Yeah. All right.
Thanks everybody. Happy early Halloween. We'll see you next Friday. Bye.